This. Okay, and we're live. Hi, everybody. It is Monday, September 28th. I can't believe it's the end of September already. Hopefully everybody is back in their back to school routine and we're all kind of getting back into that groove. And, you know, you guys that are on the call tonight that have been on consistently the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, I know it hasn't been easy, but your businesses, I promise you. And I'm looking to see who's on the call. I can't recognize these phone numbers. But Annie was working her business hard at this time last year. So besides me, she can tell you from experience what really happens when you can kind of push through these really, really kind of slow times. And I know even Lynn, I think you can kind of attest to that. You were just starting to kind of get into working your business at this time last year. And this kind of momentum really carried you in through January and February when we got really busy and really kind of helped you push your business forward. So those guys of you that have been pushing these last couple of months, I know it's hard. But I promise you, it will all totally be worth it. We were supposed to have a guest speaker on tonight. Christy Moore was supposed to come on. Christy is very sick. She's got some bad colds and the stomach flu is going through her house, and we have leadership next week, so she didn't want to overdo it and be sick. So she is going to come on, but it won't be for a couple of weeks. She will be back to talk with us. I'm excited to have her come on and kind of chat with us. So I wanted to do a Q&A tonight to kind of see where everybody's at as we kind of get into this fourth quarter. We've got maybe another week or two, maybe a week or so left before the momentum really picks up. A week from Wednesday, I will be flying out to Coronado for leadership. There will be some big announcements there. I can't tell you guys what they are. There'll be some big announcements for the network. There will be lots of things coming. If you are a Beachbody On Demand member, if you are a club member, October 1st, you will be able to get an exclusive workout from the Masters Hammer and Chisel. So get the word out to your customers. Make sure that they know that they can try this workout. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited for it. Those of you who have liked programs of ours that have since been retired or we no longer carry, there are some great things in the works. I can't say, but I'm really, really excited about it. You guys are going to learn a lot more in the next 10 days or so. I'm really excited for what we have in the pipeline. So get your lists together. Get your emails out to your customers. Let them know. This is a great time of year to really start to make that commitment. We are going to be coming into holiday parties. People are going to overeat on Halloween candy. All these things that are going to start to happen as we get busy coming into the holiday season. This is going to be a really busy 3 months for everybody, and it's going to be so much fun. We're going to have the Black Friday sale and a whole bunch of other really, really great things coming down the pipeline. So that's one thing. If you are not yet registered or you haven't yet found a Super Saturday event, find one. Get to one. You can log into your online office and make sure that you can find one that's local to you. If you can't find one, just post on the team page and let us know you're looking for one. We will get you hooked up with it. If you can get to a metro area where there is somebody from corporate or a trainer, I encourage you, even if it's a couple hours drive, do it. It is huge. It's a great thing to do for your business. I will be at the Dallas Super Sunday this year. We will be traveling that week, so I will be attending down there with Brandy Botts and Chris Reed and Doug Moss. So we'll be down there. You'll be seeing us post all over social media what's going to be going on down there. We've got Natalie Tuman speaking. We've got Amanda Dewey. Lots of great things and some great things from all the master trainers. So if you are at an event where there's a master trainer, you're going to be getting a great workout in. It's either going to be size or PIO or something to do with hammer and chisel. but get to an event. No matter really what you have to do. Many times they allow your kids. I bring my kids to these events all the time. They're so much fun. So really do whatever you can to get there. So I'm going to jump right in. I know we have a lot of questions, and I want to see if we can get through all of them to open it up for everybody that may be on tonight that didn't get to post something. So Annie posted the first question. There was like 3 that came in right as soon as I posted the event. And yours was pretty similar to my mom's question, Annie. So I'm going to try to kind of go back and forth. And if there's something that I missed, just unmute yourself and kind of just jump in and let me know if there's something that I didn't touch on that you want me to. So my mom's question was, now that she has many coaches as well as HD customers, she seems to be spending a lot of time, quote unquote, taking care of them. And she's also weak when it comes to inviting without getting sidetracked on the Facebook scroll. Guidance appreciated. So I'm going to take the first half of that question and kind of jump into what Annie asked, which was how to find a balance between putting time into your own business and into helping your team. How much time should be spent on each? Do you do your own stuff first in the day and then move on to team stuff, or set aside days of the week to only focus on the team and the rest is spent on you? This is going to be kind of a generic answer, but you really have to kind of figure out what works for you. I have coaches who, like you, don't need a ton of guidance from me. You've kind of grown into a leader. So I know that you and I have that relationship that when you feel like you do need me, you just shoot me a message or you pick up the phone and you're like, hey, like do you have 10 minutes? Can I call you tomorrow? It's stuff like that. So, and I think what we want to ultimately do is develop leaders like that so that it does take some of that off your plate. Now with you managing your downline, that's like 80 coaches that, they don't need to come to me. They had looked to Tova, and they look to you, and they look to, Jen as their leader. The same thing with Stephanie, she's a star diamond now. So her team will, sort of go to her. So the idea is to really kind of cultivate those leaders and just empower them. But as far as a set time schedule, I really don't have one. I have literally no schedule the last 3 weeks, guys. And I hate to, honestly, I'm not here to toot my own horn or anything. This is the beauty of residual income right here. I stepped away from my business for 3 solid weeks. You guys did not see me in the team page very much. I was barely even present on social media. It was so busy here. That's the beauty of residual income. I can step away from my business. Now, will it take me a week or 2 to kind of jump back in and get back in the groove? Yeah. But having that residual income, that carried me through for 3 weeks without me worrying, like, I have all this stuff to do. I'm not going to have time to work. What am I going to do about a paycheck? The kids need me, or I've got a million things to do, and I've got meetings and calls and everything with all these people that have been in and out of my house. That's what we want this business to give us, is that sort of freedom. So while I was stressed about everything else going on around me, I didn't have to stress about if I was going to get a paycheck. Which was great because I was spending money faster than it was coming in the last 3 weeks of people coming in and out of my house. But that's besides the point. So really what it comes down to is you have to kind of find that balance in you. How many hours you have in a week to work your business, and how many hours you're going to allot to your business, and then really what you're going to do to dedicate to your team. For me, I have my schedule. I have my calendar on Acuity that coaches can go to schedule calls. I have those times blocked out for coach calls. So if I have a day where I normally would have 2 hours blocked off for coach calls, and I don't have coaches that are scheduled at that time, I will kind of go back through and I'll check any groups that they may be in. I'll make sure that I'll kind of follow up if they're in a push group, or if they're in a diamond group, I'll kind of check in on them. Some of the coaches who've been around for a while are pretty independent. So they kind of will just come to me when they need it. So now that we have the training that's all self-paced, I think as leaders, it takes a little bit off of our plate because it does put the emphasis on the coach to really take that initiative to get the work done, instead of kind of pulling them along and saying, you need to check in, you need to do this, you need to do that. They can kind of go through it at their own pace. And I found that now I'll have coaches who get through 2, 3, 4, 5 lessons or days or whatever of the training, and then message me and they'll say, okay, I have a few questions. And whether I get back to them that day or later that evening or even the next morning, it's not a half an hour of back and forth, messaging or a half an hour phone call, about the same thing. So it seems like now a lot of the calls that I do are reserved for like push to diamond calls or calls with coaches that may be struggling in one specific area. I think having the training more conducive to just how we all live nowadays, which is a really very busy lifestyle, I think that it's helped. As far as like what I do during the day and how I focus, I always work my business first at the beginning of the month, and then I move to Brett, usually halfway through the month or so, and kind of would work his business. So I still consider it, me time, my business time. But I don't know if I even answered your question about kind of dividing up my time. I feel like that's, it's pretty subjective. I feel like it's kind of hard to say, this is what I do. Because if you know me, I'm not incredibly organized with my time. I just kind of like write down a list of all the stuff I have to do and kind of like, fly by the seat of my pants. Does that help? Do you want to unmute yourself? Does that help?
Yes, if I can find my my mute. Well, yeah, yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, I think just getting a different perspective on, obviously everybody's going to have their own, their own way of managing. Yeah, but I do think that helped.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you have a lot of coaches that are really in that building phase. They're either newer coaches or they're newer emeralds, and they're still, I think, learning I don't want to say basics, but sort of like the fundamentals of how to really kind of structure their days. And I think once they can kind of get on a roll with that, you'll kind of see that little bit of space sort of come between where they kind of realize, okay, I can do this. And I know Annie's there if I need her to be. But, Tova's a great leader. She's got her downline that she's really great at managing. And I think as you start to grow and cultivate some more leaders, I think that you'll kind of see that you can not take a step back, but don't feel like you're needing to sort of micromanage them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and Mom, if you're listening, well, she's going to be watching the recording. She's in sunny San Diego. I hope this helped. And for your question on coming to inviting without getting sidetracked on the Facebook scroll. So I'm going to touch on this very, very quickly, because for those of you who are social media savvy, you're going to pick up on it really quick. And for those of you who are not, if somebody will post this in the team page and remind me, now that I have a little more time at some point this week, I will do a quick video on what I'm about to explain. So what I do is, to avoid the Facebook scroll, is I create interest lists of people on Facebook. And the reason that I do that is because then I avoid the Facebook scroll. I am famous for that. I used to be able to waste hours doing that. Sitting in bed at night on Facebook and being like, all right, I'm going to go to bed in 10 minutes. And I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And the next thing I know, it's 2.5 hours later. And, I still have my phone in front of me. So I create lists. And I'm actually going to see if I can share my screen real quick and kind of show this to you guys, because if I can find my lists, I could tell you. Hold on. Okay. So, all right, let me see. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I don't want to take up 20 minutes doing this, but if somebody wants to remind me, I will absolutely post a quick video on this for you guys. So if you guys can see my screen, these are like my favorites down here, but if you were to click on friends and then more, what it then comes to is you can create these little lists. See, create list. And I have everything broken out. So I've got everybody on the team, and then I have like everybody at corporate, so that they don't end up on my feed when I'm trying to, scroll through and invite people, local people, other coaches. So I don't always have to see all their posts. People that I know only through Facebook, my family, high school, if they found me through Craigslist, where I grew up, and then college. So I have all of these different ways that I kind of connect with people. So if I was to go to like my list from college, it's really just all the people that I know from when I went to college. So I can kind of scroll through that list, like on their post, comment on their post without having to scroll my Facebook feed. So what that really does is it allows me to only engage with the people that I want to engage in. And the other thing is when I'm creating events, I can go through those lists and only invite those people to the events, because I don't know if you guys I get a ton of event invites from other Beachbody coaches. And it's like a major pet peeve of mine. It's right up there with being added to those groups without being asked. It's a major pet peeve of mine. So I really try to not do it to other coaches. And nobody on our team is doing it to me. So don't feel like I'm calling anybody out, because I'm not. But it's a lot of Crossline and other coaches. I end up getting invited to their events. So this will avoid that for you. And it will kind of take your focus off the Facebook scroll and put it where it needs to be, which is building relationships. So I hope that answered that for you. Mom, I know you're probably very confused at how to create a list. I will help you, I promise. There was my disclaimer. So I think this was Denise who posted this. I believe it was. For a newbie coach like myself who really wants to build her business, how do you recommend adding coaches to Reach Emerald so I can start receiving leads? For example, my husband is willing to sign up as a coach, but we can't. I think that was supposed to say you can't afford 2 Shakeology Home Direct orders. Can I add him as long as he stays active? So this is actually really good. I don't think we've talked about how to sign up your spouse in a while. Actually, I think we've been growing so fast that we kind of forgot to cover this sort of basics. So Denise, this is covered in the Coach Training Lab. There is some information on it. But to answer it for you, you always want to sign up your spouse. Absolutely. You want them to have like a prime spot in your business, especially if you want to think long-term. Annie's husband is a very strong Emerald. My husband is a Diamond. He goes in and out of 1-star. And that is a great deal of residual income that you can grow to rely on as you build your business. So you absolutely always want to sign up your spouse as a coach. So what I always recommend is you want to make sure that you have somebody to sign up. And then once you get one person who's willing to sign up, that's when you sign up your husband. You want to put your husband on your weak leg, and we'll talk more about that. Everybody's weak leg is different. Some people it's their right leg, some people it's their left. So I don't want to say right or left, but it would be your weak leg or your inside leg. And we can touch on that. We can look at your downline specifically and kind of let you know where you should be placing them. What you can do is I always say enroll your husband with one of the $140 challenge packs because they're the least expensive, and get something like the Refresh or get PiYo or get something that you don't have, or get something that you do have and use it as like a giveaway in a group. And you can always use that first order as a box of packets and then do like a 5-day Shakeology challenge or a 7-day challenge or whatever to sort of recoup a little bit of that cash. I do that quite a bit. I do a 5-day challenge. It costs $30. That includes the shipping on the packets. And then you kind of make your money back on that box. He does not need Shakeology Home Direct to be a coach. He only needs 50 PV. So usually our rule of thumb, what we say once you have your spouse signed up is you order only your Shakeology Home Direct through your business center. Every single additional purchase that you want to make, whether it's a new program, whether it's a boost, whether it's something from the performance line, anything else, you order through your spouse's business center. And that's because once you're Emerald, that volume will then trickle up and you'll make a $14 cycle on it. So it's kind of like getting paid to buy your own products, as opposed to just adding more PV to your center that may not need it at that time. So they only need 50 PV every 5 weeks to remain active and be a coach. So I hope that answers that question for you. And again, you can talk to Romy about it. You can reach out to Jen. You can talk to me, schedule a call, and I can kind of sit down with you and go over your downline, and we'll kind of, work that out. The next one is, I think it's Bridget. I'd like to do a vendor event. Is it worth it? So vendor events, I think, are always great. I don't think it's ever a bad idea to do a vendor event for a few reasons. You get your name out there locally. You can always make connections. I always recommend having like a sign up, have people leave their name and their email for a free membership, or we have the app. You can just enroll them with a free membership through the app, which is probably the best thing. And that will help you grow your customer base. What I also recommend is always have some sort of giveaway kind of going on. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Maybe pick up a 3-day refresh. If you have an extra program laying around, if you have a copy of PIO or if you have a copy of Size, both are inexpensive to buy. I think they're $45 with the coach discount. And it is a write-off because you're using it for, a vendor event for your business. And you say everybody who leaves their name and their email to sign up for a free membership or to get on my mailing list will be entered to win, either this 3-day refresh, or you could even just do like a 5-day sampler of Shakeology if you have pockets at home. But always do something to kind of get them to the table. Have a tablet or have a computer playing the Beachbody On Demand or playing some Shakeology videos. Or things like that. Those are always great things. Vendor events are never a bad idea. Post this question in the team page. It's a great question to post. Courtney Weissman has done a ton of these. Her and Megan, they do a lot of these local vendor events. They always set up little tables, and it seems like they have a lot of success with these. Barbara, my mom, has done a couple of these. She's always had a pretty good response to them. At the very least, you'll get your name out there. You'll grow your business. $275 though for a table seems like a lot. I don't know that you would recoup that money. If you feel like that's a fair price, then that's entirely up to you. Most vendor events that I tend to see charge $50 or $75 for a table. $275 seems like a lot, unless you're going to have thousands of people sort of flowing through there. If you do it and you have access to electricity, I would bring a blender, I would bring some shakes, and you get those little cups that you get from at the dentist's office, and do Shakeology samples and offer if people order Shakeology that day, put them in a drawing to win like a program or something like that, like an additional bonus if they order Shakeology that day from you. That would be a great way to really kind of make that investment worthwhile. I don't do a lot of vendor events solely because there's not many where I'm located. So unfortunately, it's really not my wheelhouse, but post it in the page because there's a lot of coaches who do them way more often than I do. So I hope that helps. Mom, I already answered your question now that you're on here. Annie had one that was very similar. You're on mute and I can't hear you anyway. Annie had one that was very similar. So I went through all of that. And then I answered your question about the Facebook scroll. So you can watch the recording back. And what you don't understand about how to avoid the scroll, I will help you with. So we're good on that. Okay. She's on vacation and she's on the call, guys. Talk about not making excuses. I love it. So I think this was Courtney. Another team-wide challenge this time with a workout program. So if you guys want to do a challenge, get some ideas together. You certainly do not need me okay this. If somebody has a great idea, just throw it out and we can absolutely jump on it together. You don't need me to do that. I'm so behind with still trying to play catch up and everything else. Then I'm traveling the next 2.5 weeks. So you definitely don't need my approval to run any kind of team-wide challenge. If Courtney, you want to post it in the page and see what everybody wants to vote on, if everybody wants to do one, absolutely, let's get one going. You can take the initiative and totally run with that. Getting started with email campaigns. So not sure how to go about compiling a list of people. So you could use your customer list, your Beachbody customers. The only thing is you have to abide by the spam laws. So if you use an outside email service, like I use GetResponse, and if I have somebody who is a Beachbody customer unsubscribe from my emails, I have to go back into my online office and add them to the do not contact list because they're asking to be removed. We have to abide by that. They can report us to Beachbody, they can flag us too many times, and what then happens is they basically can your email address, your personal email address. So you want to make sure that you're always abiding by those laws. They're very simple. You can Google them. But as far as email campaigns, I'm not sure if you're talking about ones for new customers or compiling lists to get them interested in your up and coming newsletter. So that really kind of depends. My suggestion would be having people sign up for a free membership to be entered into a raffle or something like that. Or if you're in a challenge group, if you're running a group, something along those lines. I have a form submitted on my blog where people can kind of enter their name and email, and they get a free email series from me. So I'm giving them something of value for nothing in exchange for them getting added to my email list. You can do a freemium, which is like a white paper. You can do like an ebook. If you go on Elance or Upwork, those are great places to find somebody to write one of those for you. They're not incredibly cheap, but if you want to grow your list and offer things like that, then that's kind of, I think, the direction that maybe you're going in. I don't know. So I don't know if you're on here tonight, but if not, just post on the team page and we can kind of, I guess, elaborate on it.
Yeah, go back to Amber Snow's call too from a few weeks ago, because she talked about using free groups to build her list.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Referencing that one a lot, so definitely go back and watch that one again.
I knew she covered the groups. I forgot she said that about her email list. That's right. That was a really good call. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched that, go back and listen to that. It's on my YouTube channel. You can find it. It's a great call. And Christine. So Christine, so I kind of covered your customers' return. But let me just elaborate a little bit on that for those of you guys who may be on the call and didn't see that question that Christine posted. So, and just an FYI, and this was what I meant, and I wasn't like trying to jump down your throat or anything, but I didn't understand your question. So I have canceled home direct orders for customers at like midnight or 1 a.m. when their orders were supposed to ship the next day. And they've canceled them. Like they haven't shipped. But there's no way, even if you catch it at 7 a.m., you didn't catch it in time. It's going out. So you really you have to do it before it ships. Once that order hits your online office, you're done. There's no calling it back. We've tried. I can't tell you how many times I've been up at like 6 a.m. and seen it and been like, oh, I forgot to cancel it. And it's usually my own stuff too. Like I had a refresh ship this morning. Our refresh that I ordered last month for the challenge, it shipped again. And I'm going to have 4 refreshes here now. Anyway, so what happens is when it's Beachbody's error, okay, Beachbody, you cancel your order and then they ship it anyway. You cancel it in plenty of time and they ship it anyway. You accidentally get the wrong flavor, something like that. They will send you a label to ship it back. Once they send the label, they will start to generate your refund when it's their error. When it is not their error, I got my shake and I didn't want it. I just don't like the flavor. I I forgot to cancel my home direct and now I have this and I want to return it. They don't cover any of the shipping for that. I mean, and that I feel like is very understandable. It wasn't their error. So it's your responsibility to ship it back. The protocol when you have a return is this. They have to call customer service. They have to tell them that they want to, they have this order of Shakeology or whatever it was, or my Shakeology order just shipped and I don't want it. What can I do now? So as soon as it shows up here, I can return it. And they'll say, well, you have to get a return authorization number, which they will give you over the phone. You have to pay for your own shipping back. If you keep it in the same box and you just slap the label on it, it's like $8 or $9. And if you get tracking on the package, and once it's shipped, if they call customer service back with the tracking number, or they can give it to you and you can call Coach Relations and say, this customer returned their order, they already shipped it back, I have the tracking number, and you give them the tracking number. Once they can verify that it's on the way back to the warehouse, they will start to generate the refund. If they don't get a tracking number, they have to wait till it gets to the warehouse and it's accepted by the warehouse. And that can be anywhere from 10 days to, I've seen it take like 4 weeks. And it just depends on the time of year and how busy they are. So if you get a tracking number, just tell them when they take it to the post office, or they take it to UPS, or whatever the hell they're going to take it, just say, now tracking is free when you take it to the post office. So just say, make sure you get the tracking number. And either they can call customer service or they can give it to you, and you can call Coach Relations and say, their order's on their way back, I have their tracking number, can we get their refund started for them? And they will reimburse them exactly $129.95. And then if there was tax, they will not refund that $2 shipping fee. They will refund the price of the price paid minus shipping fees. So you can just let them know that. To hope that helps or kind of clears it up a little bit. And then your other question is, you guys, on your Dave Ramsey journey, you want to use your money to pay off debt and save. I think that's fantastic. How do you pose it without being cheesy? Just be real. I mean, just say, you know what? Like I made $100 at Beachbody this week, and you know what? Instead of treating myself and going to buy like new running gear, I'm going to put it on this bill, or I'm going to put it on this card. Tara Carr is somebody really great to follow as far as she's a big Dave Ramsey fan, big proponent of Dave Ramsey. So she talks about him a lot. Another one to really follow, I think, as far as debt posts is Stephanie Chico. Many of you may not know this. Stephanie Chico is married to Matt Chico, the professional baseball player. And they went through some serious financial hardship. And people think these professional athletes, they have all this money. And they kind of went through a hardship a couple years ago when she started the business. So she's somebody great to really kind of watch and resonate with, to see how she shares this sort of thing. By being very genuine about it. Brigitte Linford is another one. Brigitte has posted many, many times about how they pinched pennies and saved and saved and saved, and her husband worked 3 and 4 jobs. And she used her Beachbody money to kind of just chip away at all of their debt when she started coaching. So those are some pretty great people to kind of follow for posts like that. If I think of any more, I will tell you. And did you see my recommendations on books for you? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is a great book. I totally forgot about that one. It's a great one. You should pick it up. I think that would help you immensely. So I hope that helped. We have like 5 minutes left. So does anybody else have questions before we kind of cut it for the night? Oh, wait. There's people on the phone. I don't think they know how to unmute themselves. Hold on. Let me unmute everybody first. Okay. Sorry, guys on the phone. Now you're all unmuted. I don't know if anybody has questions.
A lot of people think that learning team survival books is something.
Okay, I heard some question somewhere. I don't know who it is. Hold on. Okay, whoever that was asked that question again, because there was a lot of feedback and I couldn't tell who it was coming from.
There is a new question on the site from Bridget.
Oh. I don't know who that is on the phone, but can you read it to me?
It says, if my customer signs up as a coach, do I lose the commission when she orders each month?
So the short answer to that is yes. You don't get the commission, but you get a coach, and then you get the volume from the team cycle bonus. So right now, yes, you're going to lose that $32 or whatever it is in commission, but as you build your team, those cycle bonuses are where that residual income comes from. So if you are thinking short term, yes, you're going to lose that sort of $30 commission. But if you are in it for the long haul, then it's always a better option. And from a personal standpoint, some people prefer to pay retail. Some people just prefer to pay full price. But I personally feel like I'm not doing my job as a coach if I don't let people know there's a way that they can save money on their shake. I always like to let them know, because for a lot of people, that discount is a make or break. For me, that was a make or break. I probably would not be sitting here today talking to all of you if I had said to my mom, I don't really think I can afford to keep up with Shakeology next month. And she had said to me, well, what if I give you back my commission that I make each month on your shake and you keep drinking it? And I said, well, yeah, that $30 is a big difference. I would do that. And then she goes, oh, wait a minute. You know what? Just sign up as a coach and then you get that $30 off. And she was brand new too. She had no idea what she was doing. She just knew that if I signed up, I would get a discount. And that was the only way that I was able to afford my Shakeology. And even on that, it was a stretch. So that, for me, that $30 was a make or break. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job as a coach if I didn't let somebody know that there was that option available to them. So I don't know if that helps. You do lose your commission, but you probably gain a lot of trust by letting them know that, and just say, you know what, I don't make money off of you when you're a coach. But if it helps you, that's what we're about. And when you kind of can do that and you can put that out there, that comes back to you in infinite amounts. So I hope that helped. I don't know if anybody else has questions. We have a couple minutes. I don't know if there was anything else up here. Let me look and see. Let's see. Anybody else going once, going twice? Okay. All right. Well, I have a quick. Oh, sorry. Who was that?
That was probably actually me, Brianne.
Oh, okay.
I got an email from Olivia. It's not really team related. Well, kind of maybe. I posted that screenshot on the team page. I got an email asking for more information on the success story. What is that? Is that just something that they're thinking of using me for an infomercial or commercial, or it's like one more step?
It could be from anybody in. It could be from anybody in PR. I don't know. It could be from anybody in PR. Okay. If you don't want to reply until you know exactly what it's about, if you want to forward me the email, I can shoot Sandy Bonadonna a message and just kind of find out for you. Or I can call Sarah Bring in the morning and see if.
It's from Olivia. And she's in the success story department, coordinator.
Yeah.
And we're asking for information on the 3-day refresh results that I had, that you had done that team-wide challenge for us.
Right.
I sent my results in just to get the free shake. So now they're asking me to fill out the waiver and the questionnaire to
Okay.
use. Is it just to get results for their commercial, their whatever they need to do?
So they
Is that
probably
how
won't
that
use,
works?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what they would use it for. They probably want you to sign the waiver because they'll put you in the pool of people, like the next time they do like a promotion, like, we get those little leaflets sometimes, or it could be something as simple as no picture, just saying, Christine lost 2 pounds and 3 inches with the 3-day refresh or whatever. I don't remember what your results were off the top of my head, but even just a line like that, you've got to sign, obviously, the waiver to do that. And I don't know if that will automatically enter you in the Beachbody Challenge. It probably will, since you submitted your results. But that may be what they're looking for is, they want that information back from you before they put you kind of like in the pool to sort of pick from.
Okay.
It could be for anything. It could be for the challenge. It could be for the leaflets. It could be for the next round of promotions or infomercials, or something as simple as the next time they want to market the refresh during like a Super Saturday event. That they just have you're okay to use your likeness, your words, or your results or whatever.
Okay.
But that's really it. But if you have questions, you can just email her right back, and she'll kind of let you know exactly what they're looking to use it for. So, but that's exciting.
I've never had that email before. It is kind of exciting. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? So it was, just that little brief glimpse of excitement going on there. So, okay, I'll get it filled out after then.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. So thank you guys for hopping on. I hope that you got some questions answered. I don't remember who we're having on next week, but I'll find out and I'll post it. So I hope you all have a great night. And listen, I know it's not the end of the month yet, so it's not officially official. But please post in the page, and she's on the call tonight. We have a brand new Success Club All-Star on our team. Lynn has hit her 12-month straight of Success Club 5. So she has had a hell of a year, really building her business and kind of taking charge. And it's been so much fun to watch you kind of grow and progress into this role, growing into a leader. So I'm so excited for you, and I'm so happy for you. So everybody post a shout out on the page for her, because this is really a huge accomplishment. She's actually only our second All-Star on the third, I guess, if I count myself. She's only our third All-Star. So please post some congratulations for her and shout her out, because she certainly deserves it. So congratulations again. I'm so happy for you. And it will be official next week when they update the lists. But even though the month isn't over, you already hit Success Club. So to me, it counts. So congratulations. And I will see everybody on the call next week. Have a good night, everybody.